Jordan's messaging me.
Ah,
Good morning / afternoon / evening, everyone. I'll let you know it is 4 a.m. for me, so this is very fun, but I know most of you in the UK, this is a Saturday evening stream. Welcome to our second race in the Simpsons Hit and Run tournament between AquaDreams and GreenBulmers. My name is Hyzen Rock, and I'm here with DJ Lampton 13. How's it going,
hello
DJ?
everyone. I'm good, Hyzen. How are you?
I am very good. Very excited to be commentating today.
Who's excited for our third race of the tournament? I think.
Oh yeah, I said it was the second race. Lol, that was fun.
Oh,
But
did you?
yeah, third
And it's the
race.
first of Group 1 between AquaDreams and Bulmers, so it should be quite a good race.
No, this should be a good race actually. We are looking at two runners, one with a 1 hour 42 PB, the other with a 1 hour 35. So
Correct.
quite close runners, and of course we know absolutely anything can happen in a race like this.
Should be an exciting time.
Very, very.
I don't know if when we're switching over to the thing. It is after 9.
And I've been to people in chat are telling me I've done this before. I wish. I've just watched a lot of sport, basically. I do like watching AFL Formula One. I have a rough idea of how I might
So
want to go and do this.
he does know what he's doing.
Formula One. Ah, yes, everyone in the I'm glad there are people in the chat that love F1.
I watch football, I watch a lot of other things. Okay, I see.
So I'm just being informed that Bulmers is having technical difficulties. So
Gosh damn it,
yes,
Bulmers.
monk of time. But I'm sure we'll be underway shortly.
Is anyone in a desperate rush to finish this in the next hour and 45 minutes? Chat more about F1.
Yes, more chat about F1. Did you see that ludicrous display with Verstappen last week?
No.
The thing about Leclerc is he's always trying to walk it in.
Nice. So, Lewis Hamilton.
Yes.
On Aqua's going to get a drink. This is. We're all ready. It's the runners.
No, it's always the runners,
So,
isn't it? Everyone's ready. Chat's ready.
Chat, who do you think's going to win? Bulmers or Aqua? Vote now on your phones. Or personal computers. Sparrow's going to win. Ben's going to...
We can't forget some people might be on their consoles.
Whoever wins first is going to win.
Someone's only seen the race where the Duff Truck sponsored F1 car wins the race against the Hearst Ghost Ship and
Spooky Greg.
Spooky Greg. Oh, Spooky Greg. I love Spooky Greg.
Will we see a Spooky Greg today? Because Bulmers does do the out of bounds. Generally. 3,
I don't
4...
believe... And I don't believe Aqua does out of bounds. Would that be right, Lampton?
Aqua does not do out of bounds.
No, that is fair enough. And chat is counting because
we gave them 2 options to vote. Next time we should say A or B. Oh no, they'll just go through the alphabet. We need to give them 2 random symbols. How do you count in symbols?
There's like at least 10 symbols on top of the keyboard from 1 to 0, so they could still keep going through it.
Just we could just use 2 emotes in the thing. They'll run out quicker than with numbers or letters or symbols.
Okay, I'm being informed that we should be ready to cut to the race.
Does not go out
we
of
have
bounds.
agreed on a countdown
that is fair
method with our runners, which is to count down in the chat, I believe. And chat is counting because
we gave them 2 options to vote. Do you want to do it or shall I? Next time we should say A or B. Oh no, they'll just go through the alphabet. Oh, I didn't do it. We should give them 2 random symbols. How do you count in symbols? Type in the chat that you're ready, please. Actually. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing.
All right, let's just wait up a little bit. I think we might have some volume issues. So a word to our runners and audience. We'll just make sure that's. Do we want to make that sure that's sorted beforehand? And I think someone may have their stream open as well.
Someone has stream open. What? I'm confused.
So I think Aqua is playing the stream back, so their audio is probably duplicating itself. So that's you, Aqua.
Aqua.
Yes, a very special thank you to Jordan, who is responsible for restreaming this as well.
Yes, Jordan is.
To our runners and audience, we'll just make sure that's.
Oh, dear me.
Okay, I'm being told that we can still hear it.
I'm confused. Being told we can read in chat.
Alright, Jordan thinks they have fixed it. I'm sure chat will give us the feedback. Yes, Gibstack, this is indeed part of your competition.
Yes.
So I'm sure...
You're facing them both tomorrow, Gibstack, aren't you? So early scouting mission, I see.
Yeah, sitting up in the bleachers.
Okay. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, go!
And go!
Now we wait for the delay. Which, knowing my computer, could be terrible.
I do not think our runners have started. They
have, there's just a delay.
Goodness me, there is quite a delay, isn't there?
Let's just drum roll it, chat.
Yeah, the suspense of this is pretty extraordinary. It's like, are they gonna start? One day. And Bulmers is away, and Aqua is away.
Go, yes, you're only slightly ahead of me. Oh, there we go. Aqua's already finished the cutscene, apparently. This is a good start. This is the intro cutscene. Everyone listen along.
So there is normally a community save that most runners have elected to use since a rule change about 12 months ago where the cutscene can be skipped. It is, however, good etiquette to watch the cutscene in these races.
The cutscene is fun. It's an important part of life.
The story of the Simpsons hit and run is widely regarded to be the greatest story in a video game outside of The Last of Us, so yeah, it's not something you want to miss even if you're speedrunning.
GreenBulmers had a 0.08 second head start in that loading screen, apparently. This is your fun fact.
Alright, so we're off into Cola Caper. Yeah, we do have some slight issues just with latency in terms of Bulmers, but...
Bulmers has either bad internet or a bad computer. But we'll have to deal with it. It's still working. I think Bulmers is slightly ahead here as we start SMRT. Only a couple of seconds.
I think so. Probably a high 112 colour caper for Bulmers, I would say.
Quite possibly. Knowing him, he'd have reset if it was a 113 kappa.
Kappa indeed.
I am excelente! Looks harder than it is.
So I imagine that both of our runners are well beyond school roof at this point.
Oh yeah, I don't know if anyone in the tournament that does school roof, but I'm sure we'll see it at least once in the tournament.
Yes, we have a handful of 2-hour plus runners, I believe.
Yes, there's 3 of us, I want to say. One of which is console. Ah, there we go. Spearmeister does school roof. and sadly says he'll do it.
Oh my god.
And I crashed Windows Explorer on my computer. Yeah, we've got Ben who'll go for Wickham's coins every time he can get.
Let's do this thing.
This is a fun community. People do their different things and it all works.
And in any case, the coin route is only a, super optimal coin route compared to 2-minute time save maximum in a run.
I gave it to Barney.
Small change unless you're sort of very up top.
I mean, it's not like School Roof in SMRT is even bad. It's, I believe, slightly faster than Clueless Coins, just horribly inconsistent.
That's right. Well, I do remember for a short time, maybe only for a week or two, School Roof Coins were in the main ASM run because it was thought at one point that they might be fractionally faster than Crusty.
Yeah, they were, I believe, in the group for years.
Well, that's right. Things like Crusty Lou and was only recent and Boat Jump even more so.
Yeah, no, there's so many changes in the past year or so.
Let's see you do better. I didn't do it. Now to return this stuff before the cops find me sitting around talking to myself.
Not a great deal to not a great deal to talk about with these first 3 missions. Very straightforward all the way up.
Yeah, they're straightforward. They're very similar. Petty Theft is the first chance we might see something slightly different. It's how they'll go about getting neighbours coins. Whether they go for the slightly newer technique of going in front of the playground stuff in order to try and avoid spawning the wasp in the playground, or might be spawned in a different order. I'm not 100%, but it's an attempt to make the trailer park wasp more consistent. Well, I know it didn't work yesterday for Duck Bob.
Yes, and Aqua was not able to get the wasp in that case, so that will be interesting to see again whether that reflects. They will be definitely hoping to get Trailer Park Wasp when they do flowers later on in this level. So we're coming into Office Space, which is really the first time that we might see a big difference between these two, because they will need to get Smithers Strat.
Yes, Smithers Strat's the first real strat of the run. And the aim is to, well, we have to blow up Smithers' car, and it's quite a strong car. But, well, at least when we get later, I think it's probably far weaker in this level. But, the aim is to guide it into a little corner in a house where you get stuck, and just ram it until it blows up. And it's quite tricky.
So it looks like Bulmers will be seeing their attempt first.
Just a few more.
Yes, we will now see which is the superior vehicle, the Yeet or the van. I'm putting my votes on the Yeet.
You're going for the Ute. The Ute is a little, slightly bit faster, but the minivan's a bit more robust, a bit heavier, a bit hard, a bit easier to push Smithers with, I feel.
Let's do this thing.
Right, no
So
issues
it's,
for either runner. Bulmers and Aqua both getting the strap relatively easily.
Pretty nice.
I can see the Yeet is a bit of a chat favourite.
The chat is very pro. I think it's because you called it a Yeet and not a Ute.
How can I
don't know, I think I personally prefer the minivan slightly more. Just because recently I've been having some issues with Smithers Strat.
So yeah, no issues at all with both runners. They're still very close actually. Can't imagine they'd be separated by any more than a second at this point.
It does seem very close.
We'll clean this mess up later.
We're here on a Blind Big Brother. Either of them do button jump.
No, neither did button jump. That 1 second time save, just not
I don't think
important.
anyone's done button jump this tournament. You can save 1.5 seconds and risk losing a few more.
Risk losing about 5, I think.
That's what Liquid said this morning, wasn't it?
That's right.
5 seems a bit extreme. Maybe 5 if you don't, compared to getting the perfect button jump. Not enough time for button jump, Bulmers says. Why Bulmers is miles ahead, isn't he? So he's in sexy footage.
Yeah, still very little to separate our runners, maybe just 1 or so seconds that Bulmers might be ahead as we enter the very first cutscene of the game. This cutscene is not skippable, but there are 3 skippable cutscenes at the end of some levels to come.
But the key point of the race is it could all change if someone misses one of those skips. I mean, the shortest one's only about 45 seconds, I think, but there is one which is 2.5, or I think, almost minutes there.
Yes, the cutscene at the end of level 5, which is a 2 minutes 40 seconds, I want to say, and yeah, that is more or less a run killer.
Yeah, no,
a lot of circumstances to miss.
But this is a race. If both of them miss it, that's no killer.
No, exactly.
It's a level up. Yeah. If your opponent's about 2 minutes ahead and they miss it and then you get it, it's not a killer, it's a level up. I think to make things very exciting. That's the thing, this game can something can just change on a dime. And
okay, so Aqua almost quit the game there. That would have been a very early DNF. I'm glad to see that they reconsidered that.
That would have well, no, I think I asked Gady about it. He suggested we just treat it as a crash. But it's a very extreme circumstance. You do have to click into yes. So Aqua goes for the blocks by Cletus. I don't know if Bulmers went for that.
No, Bulmers did not. That's a particularly safe coin patch to take, but yeah, nothing wrong with doing that at all.
You've got to get the balance right when doing runs, especially in a race where it's between safety and going fast. And getting the coins is safe, but it does lose quite a few seconds. 5 or 6, I want to say.
I almost spilled my sundae.
So both our runners have done a reasonably good job with the manipulation in this mission. So in most follow missions in the game, we call the AI that you're following camera shy in terms of...
Oh, that's swag from Bulmers. Went for the card. Sorry.
No, that was, yeah, very fancy to be getting the card in ASM of all things, because it's certainly not necessary, but certainly looks good if you get it.
Oh, that was too easy.
Yeah, some hundo strats in an ASM race. This is next level.
Yeah. So I've got a Brimstone, which probably the next hard mission is that we've got to hit the truck 10 times, and it can be quite finicky and quite resistant to dropping things when it wants to be. But Bulmers has been, well, at least driving-wise, fairly nice. It didn't crash into the pole.
This is quite a good bone storm, actually, because well, it was, but just as they've sort of hit that pole up towards the school, they've lost a bit of time. The intent would normally be to see if you could get all 10 drops before you drive past the shortcut. Bulmers was not able to do that, so there will be a little bit of time loss associated with pressing that shortcut as well.
Aqua's on a pretty decent one. It was aided by his truck getting stuck, which will lose a bit of time over a perfect one, but does allow him to get the shortcut. And considering he's a few seconds behind Bulmers, he'll catch up to this. It's very... hit the fire truck. It's a very exciting early game here.
We're number one.
Both runners are very close. I would say Bulmers might just be under 12 minutes.
I want to say 4 seconds in it. And they should both get a sub-12 Homer 1 here, I think. If this mission goes as it should. It's a fairly straightforward mission, this one. Aqua's will be tight, but you should be able to get it. It shouldn't take you longer than 55 seconds, really, if you do it fairly alright, especially at 150. And he'll definitely have the time to do it. And
so yeah, full props to both the runners here, doing very well in this Homer 1.
Start is forward. Just 4 seconds off, that's what they want to leave.
King of the world! Out of my way, chump!
So,
alright, so 11:59 for Bulmers.
Yeah, it's 11:59 on the loading screen.
12 minutes for Aqua, goodness me.
So that would be probably the 11. It would probably come out as 11:59 in the split. So they're They're literally a second apart.
Energy depleting.
I think as we come into part
Sure.
1 here, this is probably the first time that we would expect to maybe see a gap open up. There may not. They may both
So
have very good
Bulmer's got
buttons.
himself a sports car here, and Aqua's only got himself a taxi, which is slightly slower, unfortunately. So Bulmer's will probably pull away slightly on the next couple of missions, assuming everything goes well for them. But Skinner, well, GreenBulmers got a very quick Skinner escape. Also,
that was an
also
excellent
gets one.
escape, absolutely.
So Aqua's gone for a reset strat there. And
Aqua not being able to escape Skinner,
Ouch.
so yeah, that is a 7-8 second time loss, unfortunately.
yeah, he has to drop into the DMV,
Oh yeah.
and it will give Bulmers the chance to pull away.
All for Bart. Lisa did it.
Now, is
Skinner
Aqua going to be able to... So what Aqua will want to do now... Yeah, no, he'll just stick with the taxi.
Fine by me.
Oh, and
There's no
Cooney
point
gets run over.
switching, I think,
that's
unless it's
frustrating.
closed. I think he dived out of the way and hit something else, I think. It didn't look like he was going to hit him.
Woo, nice one.
But yeah, fun fact about that last mission, Skinner's top speed, I think it's about 180 kilometers an hour.
Mine, all mine.
No, yeah, Skinner can
Absolute
definitely get
rocket.
going in that mission.
Really noticeable when you're doing New Game Plus and he's keeping up with the race car.
Whoa, one buck.
Yeah, Bulmers has definitely pulled away by quite a chunk there, leaving Bose before Aqua even gets to it.
Yeah, this really is the difference of the sports car. They both have the same top speed, I believe, the taxi and the sports car, but I believe the acceleration is quite a bit
If I
better
didn't
on the
play so
sports
many
car.
video games,
I
I'd be in
don't
better
think
shape.
it's a big difference actually. Maybe it's one, I thought it was only half.
I think over the course of if you're driving the sports car on all of the free missions where you might hope to use it, which is the previous one, this one, and Barton Frink, 20-25 second time save if you drive well, absolutely possible.
Really?
Gotta work off my
Wow.
Or am I possibly speaking maybe a little bit too much there? I may well be.
I don't know, think about it, it could be quite a chunk. So Bulmers
and
got the
Bulmers-
chance to- Oh, that's
Bulmers has
nasty.
not been able to escape. Oh, that's a problem.
Oh, that's... Yes, he'll have to try and drive along the highway and hope to get away quickly. And I think Skinner got stuck on the... not Skinner, Wiggum got stuck on the same traffic car that he did, which kind of helps him get away not too slowly. He's chosen to warp there, and it's one of the longest pannings in the game for Vox. So it's quite the time loss having to just mission warp there, and Aqua's got himself a good escape.
It's time.
But yeah, full
Time for
props
that.
to Bulmers because that was indeed a good backup. Normally, if you
Yes.
don't manage to escape the police car in the first instance, it can be very hard to get away.
Hmm. Ooh, Aqua's been hit into the fire truck there, so it's going to be a tight box. Okay, and Green's got a clear lead over the nerd car, so he'll finish the race no problems. And he'll try and pick up, hopefully, a sports car. Oh, and it's gone past him, and the taxi's gone past him. He's just warped anyway. He's going to try. Is he going to try and pick
Oh,
up a
he's going to be
traffic
doing it
car
with the
here?
honor roller. Yep, Bulmers is
Oh,
completing
he's
this
doing
mission
it with the honor roller.
I gotta play ball.
Oh, and the sports car drives past Aqua, and he's going to pick up this taxi instead. They both... Oh, it was not good for either of them.
So if Aqua drives well, they might be able to save a little bit of time
Yes,
here on
the
Bulmers.
taxi is definitely faster than the honor roller. Oh, and he's actually picked up the sports car here. I don't know if
Either
he
of our runners
attempted
been able
dirt
to do the dirt jump? No, unfortunately.
Oh, you're way ahead of me.
My boots cost $900.
Yes, there might
Yeah,
be a
that
slight
should be a bit
difference
better.
in latency.
So Aqua's Black Van's gone the faster way, but there is a risk there that it'll get stuck by the train yards.
Whoa, wicked.
Oh no, it baited him. I was looking at Bulmer's screen at bait, and it went around a long way instead. So it's longer than the slow way, which is really nasty when it happens.
It's really the worst of both worlds in that situation.
That was expensive.
Hey, eyes on the road, jerk.
So Bulmers does manage to pick up a sports car.
Yes, he got that in the Krusty Burger car park.
Someone call the cops.
Hey, Spring.
And Bulmers is going to back out and use the car reset system to take a nice big shortcut in the race, and it cuts out a lot of time.
Hey, Snake, what's...
So as you will have seen a few times so far in this run, it is possible to manipulate the resetting of the car, where if the car resets in certain areas, it can respawn in a completely different location.
Loser.
And yeah, you'd be looking at substantial time saved by resetting just at that pillar and then respawning much further down the freeway.
There's quite a few spots where that'll come in really handy. Operation Hellfish, it allows us to get a whole strap with that. There's one that might be using set to kill. So the car reset, what does it? It sends you to the nearest road node. And
I believe so, yes.
Yes.
So yes, for those of you that like everything balanced as it should be, it would appear our timers are very closely synchronised now between Bulmers and Aqua.
Yes, Bulmers has, the timers have synchronized, so I assume Bulmers has a longer load, which, judging by the quality, but it doesn't even see that Aqua has fallen behind Bulmers.
Okay, we're getting some accusations of potential bias. Ooh, this could be very interesting. I'm sure we'll have to take this to the arbitration committee in the Simpsons speedrunning community. Very big accusations here.
Whoa, wicked.
But Bulmers has come up to an interesting part where I believe he'll attempt to manipulate the wasps he spawns in order to get the gazebo strap. So he's going to car reset out from the train and spawn, as I say, an odd number. Oh, he's picked up that wasp. I mean, all that effort into teaching him how to do gazebo wasp. He doesn't use it.
Yes, it's a slightly unusual wasp to pick up by the car wash there. So now we have our runner attempting an escape, and he's got hit and run Bulmers. He's going to have to avoid hit and run. And he manages to escape at the same time.
Yeah, he got a fast escape.
So Bulmers really pulling it out of the hat there.
Yes. He didn't get busted either, which is good. I think he didn't. Mac was coming up to
their escape as
25 seconds behind.
Please stop what you are doing. No one can sell rotten meat in this town but me.
The Bartman knows all. You better run.
No issues with the escape from Aqua either.
Rusty Burger. Easy peasy. Give it up for America's bad boys.
Yes, they both got good escapes there. I think Bulmers was slightly faster, but he had to deal with the cops as well, which probably cost him some time. But now, Bulmers gonna have to buy Mr. Plow here. You have to buy 6 cars and 4 costumes out the run for a total price of 3,625 coins.
How about a hard one next time?
Which is, even in normal gameplay, is a lot of coins. And something that, if you were playing casually, you would be spending probably quite a few hours collecting those coins.
Oh yeah, you'd definitely you'd reach a point where you'd need the coins, and then you'd run around trying to find them.
Fine by me.
But we root for the coins, and it makes things a lot nicer. Instead of losing big chunks of time, we lose probably, I think people said, about 4 or 5 minutes of coins.
Okay, so both our runners on Monkey See, Monkey Do. Not a great deal to talk about strategy-wise in this mission. The main thing to be watching out for is both streamers have what we say is they've main menu warped, which is to say that they have exited the game, resumed their game, and this changes the behaviour of the wasps in such a way that they are hoping to hit at least 2 of the wasps in their car and collect all of the coins without having to exit it.
Time for some road rage.
Oh, and Bulmers has got a hit and run fairly early on. A bit, you can get it a bit later on. It's generally fine because going in the town hall kind of confuses the police, but
20 wasps, yeah, 20 wasps very early.
Whee!
But neither runner had issues with that jump, although Aqua did fly through and miss the box actually, so that could have issues with his coins later on.
Take a moment to consider the coins. 645 for Bulmers at this point, about 590 for Aqua. They're both probably on target, maybe a fraction.
Yeah, I think Aqua's probably a little lower than you like. Generally, the slower the runner, the more safe they like to do with their points, especially early on.
Well, so yeah, Bulmers went back to collect
yeah, Bulmers went back for the box. So he wasn't very happy with his coins. And Aqua's actually going to have quite a few less coins. He's going to finish this with about just over 650, I think. But Bulmers is moving into sellouts, which is probably the first truly hard mission in the game, I think.
No, that's definitely fair to say. We've speedrun strats this mission. So the idea of this mission is to be hitting 4 traffic cars.
No problemo.
These cars, using speedrun strats, you can destroy them in about 2 to 3 hits, but if those strats aren't optimised, or if you have traffic in your way, then it can become a very different story.
Yeah, and sometimes the game's just a bit cruel to you on how much damage you deal on your first hit. So Bulmers didn't really get a good hit on the first car, but Aqua did. But in return, Bulmers' car was going faster through the tunnel, I think. So it kind of balances off time-wise, I think. So
It's a decent second car from Bulmers, getting it into...
Yes. That was fairly solid.
Whoa!
But there's still a long way to go. Oh, that was a very good hit. That was a nice
Bulmers is having a pretty good sellouts. For the very top tier runners, they would be hoping to have destroyed the 4th car and have about maybe 6 minutes 45 remaining on the timer. So anything less than that gives you an indication of how much time they might have dropped compared to the very best sellout possible.
Second car wasn't very good. He'd almost done a half circuit there, which is not great. It means you can't get a good first hit on this second car, but he's got the strat very nicely. It should compensate for it. What was that? So Bulmers got a 629, which is pretty decent, I'd say.
Oops.
I think in the midst of a tournament run, they will not be unhappy with that.
No, I mean...
Aqua's probably going to be looking at about maybe 6 minutes 10. Oh, and the car, this 4th car is at risk of going around the circuit. It doesn't. 6 minutes 10.
The 4th car is sometimes quite hard to get that last hit on. There isn't really a good spot unless you're able to preempt it and take a little shortcut.
And the cutscene skip for GreenBulmers, no issues at all. Aqua, we are now seeing...
Has he debated the chat? He's typed in it. He's typed a fuck.
A few attempts for Aqua here. It's always... Yeah, that's very unfortunate.
That's a lot of attempts and ouch, she came in way too early, I think. I think that's our second part 1 skip miss of the day. Or of the tournament. I should say. But he started very early, he went through a lot of pauses and didn't even catch the whole single frame trick pretty much.
Well, once you start too early, it's just it's a problem in both ways in terms of, it becomes very hard to get that frame, and then also the anxiety starts to play on you. That's something I've definitely experienced.
And that's a roughly 55-second time loss for Aqua there. which being behind he didn't really need. But anything can happen. There's a long way to go. We're not even a third of the way in, time-wise.
Now, as we come into the loudest level of the entire game, we have everyone's favourite character, Lisa. Can we get a Wi-Fi dab for Lisa?
Yes, I guess. Guff is not happy, and no one else is tier 2.
Oh, we don't care about Guff, do we? We don't talk about Guff and his opinions on Wi-Fi dab.
Now it's time to commentate on the race. So, Bulmers is now basically a whole mission ahead of Aqua. So he's probably about a minute and a half ahead, I'd say, as he starts clueless, which is interesting to see what his corner is here. Getting the 100 FPS, he could maybe attempt boat jump, it'd be quite risky.
So Bulmers is running at 100 FPS. I would assume that would be making boat jump possible, but certainly not easy.
Correct. He might just go for beach coins and coin room.
Yeah, the coin room at the Krusty Lou Studios, that is.
So yeah, he's gone for beach coins here. Boat jump and coin room is very tight to do both.
I don't. Yeah, you're be almost impossible unless you were a very good driver, basically.
I mean, boat jump only takes like 6 seconds or so.
No, so Bulmers did go for boat jump. They've missed it.
Oh, he did go for it.
Never looked close, unfortunately. There.
It's hard to tell with his frames.
No, that's definitely true. And they are going for Krusty Lou as well.
Yes, he's got enough time. He's got plenty of time to get these in. So it's some quick math. About 150 coins in that room, plus another. Well, it's 155 in the room,
30,
plus another
60,
16
90,
from the vent outside.
Maybe not quite 150, but
yeah, it's 4 boxes, 2 vents, or 3 vents.
30. No, it could be that. Could be as many as that actually, couldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, he's on 100 FPS. Yeah, if anyone's got any questions for us, we'll try and read them.
Does seem to be heading into slideshow territory.
And we can still read it. We can still see it. Or has it completely? Oh my gosh, that's Well, we'll get back to you in about 2 frames time whether or not he's got bonfire.
He has missed the strat. Oh, is he going to go for reset or is he going to go for the backup? There is a backup available to him against the wall at the intersection of the dam. He's missed that too. Oh, goodness me.
Is he going to just follow it on? He's going for it. He doesn't want to reset this mission.
Yeah, Bulmers is committed now. There's just been too much time elapsed to risk a reset, but either way, it's going to be a big time loss.
It's not an easy mission to do using the casual strat, especially when you give up some time for attempting the actual strat. Meanwhile, Aqua's not gotten all the coins in the room there. I think he was a bit unsure of his time there. He's played it a bit safe with his time there. And it looks
for those who find control to be a little bit more difficult, it can be difficult to get into the Krusty Lou room, break all 4 boxes and 2 vents, and collect all those coins, and get back to the Springfield sign.
But Aqua's got a big chance to catch up after this.
Oh, traffic is so. Budget Ford Focus is spawned in their way, but have they got strat?
It's definitely savable. Oh, he's gotten too far ahead of it.
Has got the strat.
How the hell did you do that?
Yeah, that was quite a save. That was very clever, actually.
Saves.
Just be dragging the car along very slowly. I
have no idea how he did that. It was like
impressive.
The instructor just slammed on the brakes and would get out, but... Wow. Bulmers will have a lead, but it's been cut down massively, probably by at least a minute, I'd say. And he also lost time going for boat jumps.
So yeah, once again, as does show you as the game continues, these strats are going to get harder. They're going to get more inconsistent.
But yeah, they're much closer now than they were at the start of that mission. So it's to say this race can turn on a dime.
So Bulmers has the budget forward focus. Are they going
Probably the
for?
worst
So they're
card
not going
to
for
get
Camp
here.
Krusty Coins.
Oh wow, he's either just not going for it at all, or he's happy with his coins.
It's an
Or he
interesting
might just get
decision.
them on foot. Aqua's gone a long way to pick up that ute.
I would assume that they are pretty much a lock on Camp Krusty Coins. Yep.
Oh yeah,
The
definitely.
Yeats makes its way very easily
Aqua will
over
play
the
it
rocks.
safer. I wonder if Bulmers elected to not get the coins. Well, I've just noticed though, Aqua's coins are quite low.
The time for action is
Yeah, no,
Oh,
it's
no, they're
definitely
not as low as I
something
thought.
that they really had to do there.
Yes. Definitely behind Bulmers, but I think Bulmers may have elected to skip Camp Krusty as a combination of the time, losing so much time in Bonfire.
Okay, so neither Bulmers nor Aqua was able to damage the first car on the first hit. It's not a huge time loss because normally you
Aqua will
can...
get the backup. But
Yeah, you can get a
we should-
backup on
Oh.
the second wall further down the road.
well, he got out. The back looks in theory like it's the same speed, but you lose time because you have to accelerate up the slope. Whereas with the main strat, it's you keep your speed from going downhill before. Fun fact. It's not
No
good,
great
but
issues
you're losing
with
time on
the
it.
second car by Bulmers as they go for the
There's-
third.
There's an example of the car reset again, I was saying earlier. And he's got the strat, I think.
Yeah, no, he has got the strat.
Oh, yeah.
Aqua's
Yeah,
got
yeah.
second car as well, no problems at all.
pay for that.
Now, Slithery Soothing, this is the first big RNG moment of the game, but there's recently discovered minutes for it to try and reduce the time loss that bad RNG will give you from about 30 seconds to 5 or 6.
So in this mission, Snake is dropping 3 items towards Chief Wiggum and Lisa. The third item, once Snake reaches a certain point, there is a timer that starts, and the item that he drops can drop anywhere from 0 to 5 seconds afterwards. Bulmers has not been able to... Gee, they're falling quite far behind, aren't they?
He hasn't got the NIF, and
Counterfeit designer.
okay, that's a decent drop. It's not particularly fantastic, but it's far better than him jumping the dam.
Now, they definitely didn't want Snake to drive any further because, yeah, there was a risk of, a small risk of fouling. But
Smashy, smashy.
Yeah.
Out of my way, dirtbag. Strike two.
I think Aqua didn't have a great third car. I think he fell behind slightly more.
Thought I had a pretzel here somewhere.
so Aqua
But
is
I don't.
attempted the manipulation strat. They were too far behind.
So he'll
Very good
have
drop,
to hope for a good. Oh, that was fantastic RNG.
What's a big idea?
Could barely be any better because the where the slope starts to go downhill is where the timer kicks in.
Just a few more.
You're just lucky I can't remember faces.
So Bulmer onto the second last mission of the level, Fishy Deals.
And
Oh, when he missed the fish.
The number, that is.
That's
I need a rock.
ouch. That's
Chief Wiggum says.
That's
Probably
very
costs-
unfortunate.
Lisa Simpson at your
trying to look at how much that costs. I know getting that to get the wasp around there in 6-1 loses 10 seconds. But this is slightly faster car, so 6 or 7. A random guess. But that's just not good time loss. Oh, and Aqua missed one as well.
Plenty of good living here.
The pickup range for these drops are fairly wide, but sometimes they're just not as wide as you think.
And if you kind of get used to that, being that wider drop range, then it can prompt you to just do things that maybe you wouldn't otherwise do.
Sometimes you think, how the hell did they get that? And sometimes you think, how the hell didn't they get that? It's not the most consistent thing in the world.
So Fishy Deals, this is really just all about driving. Not a great deal to talk about apart from how these runners are basically driving, car control and traffic management, of which Bulmers has done pretty well, finishing the mission with 21 seconds to spare. And Bulmers is coming into the very last mission, which we call Limo. Are they going for fast limo? They were, they didn't get it.
I imagine he will. Oh, that's...
Now they'll be looking for the backup here. Going on to the pier.
Aqua's gone for the slightly swaggy strat of picking up this one and resetting it. Maybe saves a fraction of a second.
So Bulmers does get the backup.
He's going to pick up each point for this wasp that he didn't get earlier.
I'm sure they would have been hoping to have gotten the fast limo there.
I think Aqua will probably go for slow limo.
So they've given it a go, haven't gotten it, and so they too will be looking for the backup here. Yeah. No
Bulmers has picked up the planet height wasp. Someone chat called it a swag wasp, but if you can get that wasp, it means your limo's gone slow. And yeah, Aqua didn't pick up beach ones earlier, so his coins were not as bad as I thought. And he's not going to stick the
Is that? Oh no, okay, the car was damaging. I was a little worried for a moment that it was not.
So Bulmers gets the slightly safer pole jump. It's a little faster, but you do miss out on the wasp to make it faster. I think Aqua might go for the safer pole. Don't know. I've seen him do both with mixed results. He's going for the fast one. Well, riskier. And he gets it nicely done. And the wasp is making it. There we go. And we're on to Donut Truck here, which is another hard strat. They're starting to.
Right, so our runners are into Marge now, and the strategy that our runners will be attempting to use with this mission is, you'll see this very shortly with Bulmers. They will be attempting to drive towards the donut truck. If they get the strategy optimal, they will be attempting to drive it into the gap between the tree and the apartment block. If they don't, they will need to be attempting to stop it in the middle of the road and have the truck drive into it so that the donuts can drop. Bulmers has gotten the optimal strategy. Took them a couple seconds to get it in, but no problem.
I'm not sure if Aqua goes for this. So we call this track Donut Fire because it's kind of similar to the strat we do for Bonfire.
Time to drive this car insane.
Yeah, there isn't a great deal of risk associated with going for Donut Fire, but yeah, pulling it off can be quite difficult, not the least because you really need to jump into your Canyonero immediately, because the moment that you respawn in, the donut truck is already moving before you've entered the car.
Yeah, Aqua's gone for the backup here, and there's a really tough. The traffic could just screw him over with this, but it seems to be fairly decent for now.
Okay, Marge, stick to the plan.
Well, here comes the garbage
Okay,
truck.
so a garbage truck has decided that they are very interested in Aqua here.
Oh, it's gone in. And Bulmers on a Redneck Roundup, which is the one mission in this game where Cletus decides he can drive fast.
Well, this traffic for Aqua is not friendly at all. It's just not getting enough distance for donut truck.
Yeah, no, it's probably worth backing up and just manually hitting it for the last drop, because there's one sitting there waiting for. There we go. The other one despawned, but he gets there in the end. And Bulmers is going for a vent there.
It's uncommon with that mission. Normally with
Bulmers
a
has
few
dropped
donuts
in
more.
here. That's very risky. But I think he's held it.
What's the big idea?
They have indeed managed to hold it. They're coming out of the Stonecutter's tunnel with no problems.
And if you fall behind here, there's a shortcut you can take if you really want to catch up. But Bulmers has followed him round. Everyone's now typing T's in chat. Everyone's T-posing.
This is not a T-series stream or community. Apologies.
So Aqua didn't go for any points in there, and that's a very late third drop. I didn't know it could go that long. We'll see, there's some RNG at the end of this mission as to how good the last drop is. You can drop it early on the gas station, you can turn the corner and drop it quite late.
Not a great drop for Bulmers there. That was on the late side.
That was definitely a late drop.
I've definitely found in my experience that that this is only just from what I've observed, but most of the drops are late on that very last drop. Early is actually quite common.
I think early drops are quite hard, quite rare.
So now we're coming into catch-up logic with what a lot of runners would consider to be the worst car in the game. I'm not a great fan of the Cletus truck. I'm not sure about your opinions.
I hate the Cletus truck. I thought you should full know this. Weren't you there when I failed this mission?
I failed this mission as well, but I know some of our runners, it's Calive, have some interesting.
Yeah, I failed it I just missed a drop. It was quite funny. Oh, Mango also likes it. Oh dear. Oh, Mango's an OG runner, so I guess we have to listen to him.
Jordan, that would be a gross abuse of your restreamer powers.
Set tournament's over. We've annoyed Mango. We apologise, man. It's not the worst car in the game, it's just the worst car that's a forced part of the run.
Yeah, thank you for watching this hit and run ASM tournament for 2019.
It's over. Call it here. It's a tied victory between Vapo and Duck Bob as the only people to have won races.
So Bulmers is coming into what we call the Gamden Wheel of Fortune. This is a rotating wheel that he will have to drive over with the Cletus truck, and because the truck is very slow, it's very hard to get over. He's missed it. He has been Gamdened.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, that loses
quite
a lot of time. He has to go back round, line up again, and now he's got hit and run. He's coming the wrong side, which will lose him even more time. He should make the drop hit over.
That could be.
He's picked up, but
could be very dangerous.
He's lost a lot of time from now, and he's got to deal with the police.
Yeah, no, that definitely wasn't the best thing that could have happened to Bulmers in that situation.
Yeah. This is a threat.
Both of our streamers have managed to pick up the... no, I don't think that Aqua got the Wasp there on the...
No, he did not. I assume he got the 140. Well, Bulmer's got a fairly earlier stick there and clears the jump. Or how Aqua do. This doesn't look like good timing, but he should make it. There we go. Straight through.
Full credit to both of our runners here. We are basically halfway through this game, and they're still very close, probably not separated by much more than 30 or 40 seconds, and given what's to come, it's still very close.
Yeah, I think the halfway point pretty much falls around the end of I have to do some maths. Yeah, no, I think it falls around the end of catch-up logic. Both mission... Oh, yeah.
No,
End of catch-up logic, both mission-wise and time-wise, generally. Although, these runs are going quite fast. Maybe it's the end of Wolves.
No, I would say this would be approximately the...
Yeah.
To stretch my game.
Well, I think, yeah, Wolves would be the halfway mark.
They're very close.
Oh.
They're one mission apart, but it is the second shortest mission in the game.
No Bart gets blamed for that.
And so GreenBulmers has started the mission Wolves Stole My Pills. Now this is a very interesting mission in terms of RNG. It's probably one of the worst RNG missions in terms of potential time loss.
Definitely quality the worst time loss. So similar to in Sleuthing, the timers are based, well, the drops are based on a timer after hitting a locator, and there's a potential for the 9th drop to take too long in terms of distance, and it won't set off the timer for the 10th drop, and he'll have to go all the way around and drop it again, which is almost 2-minute time loss, I think.
And thanks to the efforts of some reverse engineering that has been worked on for this game by someone called Oldalaro, we have discovered that there is somewhat something that the player can do to manipulate when the car is coming into the locator.
There goes my college
So
buddy.
yeah, follow missions and generally have, at least to some extent, a rubber banding system. So if you hang back a bit, he should slow down a little, and it will generally help. And we did already, almost missed a drop there. It's going to make it a little tight, and hitting the traffic car as well.
I hope those were recyclable.
So I think Bulmers will be okay. Now, are they going to get that 10th drop? Yes, they are. No
Yeah,
two
should be
cycle
fine, yeah.
performers.
Go, girl. Okay.
It has to be at least around the corner before you start to worry, from experience. We did have a 2-cycle earlier this morning. Empire unfortunately suffered it against Stockbob. We'll be hoping to not have the same fate here.
So Aqua coming up to the end of their drops.
Come back here.
It's an early drop for the Apes, so they probably should be okay. Based
The
on...
Ape really has no bearing on it, I think. Because it's based on the timer after, there we go. It was a very early 9th drop.
No, I definitely was expecting it to be early there.
Yeah.
I think both of our players will be very happy with where they are so far. We've seen the RNG of the game affect both in some ways, but probably apart from Aqua and the cutscene skip, there hasn't been much to separate these two runners.
Yeah, no, if it wasn't for that, well, it was Bulmers as one player.
Yes, of course.
So they sort of balanced each other out there. And we're in the cutscene, so everyone get your emotes out.
Yes, it's moving, everyone.
You have a gift for speed.
Oh my gosh.
Can we get a feels good move for GreenBulmers and their 4K 144 FPS stream?
We get a crap circles for it. It's basically the same face.
Too.
Oh, they're giving, okay, they're doing it. And as soon as we get out of the cutscene, it'll be terrible again. Oh yeah, it's definitely on Bulmer's end.
Yeah, it is almost certainly a rendering issue,
hitting
unfortunately.
100 FPS if his computer's struggling this much on the stream.
No, this is a good point. No, it's in which case it probably is a streaming issue in terms of the load.
Well,
What does this have to do with the crop circle?
it's because computer end and not internet end.
Yeah, because rendering a full motion video isn't all that taxing, but rendering a video game and then having to stream that is another proposition.
It's a very intense game. So, Bulmers is loading in at 50, 58. So we'll see what time Aqua's loading in at. Notice Bulmer's time is now actually lower than Aqua's because his loads are just worse.
I think it was at the quickie
They're obviously quite happy with their coins there. Runners, if they were looking for another significant coin patch, would have the option to go into the backyard of the Flanders house. They've not chosen to do it there.
And he's also successfully not bought Classy. There's 3 spots you can buy the wrong costume. It's rare you see it more than in this one, and then accidentally buying a Puami in the next level. So people have.
I mean, yeah, there is technically free, but I think to buy the incorrect costume in Lisa would be quite an accomplishment, given you'd actually have to change the costume.
I was talking about you can buy Classy in a Quickie Mart as well. That has been done before.
Oh, of course. No, that is true.
So Aqua only being about a few coins under what Bulmers had, literally single digits. He has gone for Flanders. So that's a 15 to 20 second time loss there, depending on how cleanly it goes. For 87 coins, plus some extra ones on the floor. So yeah, about 90 coins.
I'll do my best.
Oh, and he Aqua went over it.
That was a
Classy.
We'll have to ask the Aqua that at the end of the match. Was that a debate, or was that
did he
a
press
genuine
the wrong button and catch himself?
Yeah, goodness me, that was close.
Yeah, that's put him behind, but his coins are a lot better than Bulmers now, so that he could just make up the time on coins alone later.
I need a Long Island iced tea.
But Bulmers is starting probably the hardest mission in the game with cola trucks here. There's 3 pretty tough followers, 3 quite hard strats.
I think this first truck is probably the hardest because you either have the option to try and hit it against that service station pillar or slide it behind the retirement castle. He hasn't gotten the main strat.
I'd say it's got the hardest initial strat, but there's far better backups than for the third truck.
No, that is true.
He hasn't got a particularly good one there though. It's done a lot of damage, but oh no, I looked at it wrong. The camera swiveled and that doesn't confuse me. I thought he missed the can.
So yeah, that does go to show you that there's backup. If you miss that first truck, is basically just great.
But if you miss the first backup on the third truck, it's very hard to find a spot that'll deal a lot of damage.
I swear I used to be a better runner.
Bulmers may be attempting to head for the box on the top of the wall here. They get it.
Should just give Aqua the win here because he did pick up the Mr. Plow jacket. I don't know if Bulmers did. I'll just assume we couldn't tell because of the frames.
Oh.
Is there a Mr. Plow related emote in the community?
I think there's a monkey face, and that's in that's the closest that I know of. Because the monkey face is what monkeys see when you need Mr. Plow. So
Bulmers
mostly
castle. Getting it done with that second truck. And Aqua has chosen to attempt the safer strategy on the first truck.
It hasn't gone quite as well as he wanted. The truck's turned around and it could escape here, and I think it might actually.
It's
getting out. Ah, that's always. Yeah, there we go, he got out, which is unfortunate because he seemed to have got it, but not quite. And will Bulmers get the last truck here?
They don't know.
Oh, I mean, will he get on the barn or is it? Well, it's not great.
You evil cola bottlers and distributors.
So yeah, Bulmers with it all to do in terms of destroying this third truck now.
Yeah, Aqua should get a better backup here, but because the retirement castle strat is slow, he probably lost quite a lot of time there attempting to get that one.
So we're just coming into the end of March now. We'll have a look at the coin situation for both of our runners.
Not very good at this.
So Aqua with 615.
Nice
Bulmers with, we will find out at some point, I'm sure. How would that be looking in terms of coins, Lampson?
How many coins do you have? I was typing in chat.
So it's about 615 for Aqua. We don't know yet for Bulmers.
Well, 615 here is a little on the lower side, but he should be fine. He can pick up a chessboard wasp if he's really worried.
So Bulmers will be leaving with about 670, I would say. They have hit and run though, so they really don't want to get hit and run here because all of their good work will be lost.
Oh yes, the Aqua gets the box in ketchup logic, possibly just to troll me, but because I got it once, I then missed the ketchup packet for it.
Yes, I did actually notice Aqua do that, and I was thinking it was a very interesting decision.
it's slightly slower.
Third truck for Aqua, good stuff. What a perfect third truck.
I would say it's roughly a minute between here and finishing the mission. Maybe a little more. So this goes so he's quite far behind now actually.
I'd say the main difference so far has probably just been in just that general driving. As your time starts to head up the leaderboard, driving becomes really important.
Yes, that's the key difference. You can get all the strats and get a time in the 140s, just not drive well. That's the thing. You lose more time from driving generally than to a strat in this game. As much as like, oh, I lose X time on this strat, over the run you probably lose 10 plus minutes just to driving. Huge part of the game.
Alright, incriminating caffeine. This can always be an interesting mission because your driving has to be really on point here. If you hit something or if you hit traffic, there's always a risk that you lose the cola truck.
Yeah, you can fall behind really quickly. We saw it in the very first race. Sparrow missed the pickup, but then through some amazing maneuvers survived.
Oh goodness, so you can see straight up Bulmers has failed.
That's not good. At least he failed there and not at the end.
Yeah, the time loss won't be great. It might be in the order of 20 seconds or so. It would be a disaster if it was to happen earlier on.
Yeah, you can lose
later on,
2 minutes by failing late on here. And this is another mission that can 2-cycle, by the way. Between, I think it's the 8th drop. No, I think it's the 7th drop that's too late.
I can see my house from here.
Oh, I thought it was the last drop, but...
No, it's not. It's the 8th. It's the 7th or 8th. It's one of the two.
See, I don't think I've ever seen a 2-cycle in incriminating.
Yeah, it's very rare. You basically have to have the worst possible RNG, the full 5 seconds on the timer.
Oh, and the truck is stuck. Gee, that's some bad luck for Bulmers there with the truck getting stuck.
Manipulable. You can look behind yourself and it shouldn't happen. I don't think he was doing it really properly.
Oh, yeah, so, goodness me, Bulmers has missed another drop. Oh, no.
Aqua's taken the lead right here.
That's extraordinary.
Aqua is now ahead. Just like that. This mission can be so brutal. Aqua has taken the lad. Not the lad.
Aqua, the lad.
Hang on, I have to mean in chat. According to Savage African PB, he's only plus 10 there. And you can tell GreenBulmers is already red on his split for the end of this mission.
Yeah, no, this is going to be an enormous time loss for them.
That's an awkward drop back, but he changed his course to get it.
Yeah, so full props to Aqua, and yep, they're despawning, they're manip. Very good.
And Bulmers got very unlucky. I don't think I've really seen the truck get stuck there. Now when it gets stuck the second time.
This is just between me and you.
And yeah,
no, it's a very unusual... It is an unusual spot to fail that second mission, absolutely.
We're 2 minutes away from probably the most single event RNG part of the game. And this one is truly, we have no idea what does it yet. And it's baby ban AI, whether it will be good or bad. That was pretty close to the truck, he should be fine to finish this mission. He even tries to blow up the car at the end, but it doesn't quite work for him. And Bulmers is also close to the end of the mission. Yeah, and so it says Aqua's green despite missing Part 1 cutscene skip. What a run he's on.
Yeah, no, it's been very good. Everything after Part 1, I can't really think of a major mistake that
They've
Aqua has
both
made in that
gone
time.
for faster American here. No, yeah.
Fast
So
American,
the old
yes.
Oh, Aqua went the wrong way again. He nearly got
The
B-shot.
smell of fresh air is much more pleasing than the odor of the hot dog machine.
I feel like
hovering
Aqua might
over
be
it.
in on this joke.
Cardio shot.
At least I really hope they are.
Well, that's the thing. He didn't even hover over Arnold for a long time. He went for B-shots.
This might be the long.
This
It
is
could be the
just
longest of all
between
long
you,
cons here.
random
It
object.
could be a debate. It could be him just forgetting which direction it is. So I know Aqua says that. I'm pretty sure Aqua told me he tends to take his time on those ones to make sure he doesn't get the wrong thing. So.
In the bargain bin.
So, no issues with the first escape for Aqua there. Bulmers, however, has missed it, so they will need to.
Yeah, Bulmers went for
This
the
is
box
not
on
good
the
for my
courthouse earlier than he should have. And that's going to lose him a lot of time, and Aqua's going to actually eat up some time here getting these boxes. Probably at the safest point in the run to do them, but you will lose time because the Longhorn hates stairs. And we'll see if they do the newish baby van route.
I feel like Bulmers may miss the second escape here too. No, they
No,
do
he
get it.
should be fine. If you don't cross into the fountain,
Hopefully
it'd
my
be
store
very
will not
impressive
be
if you
robbed more than 4
fail the
times while I
escape.
am driving around
They
today.
have hit and
And
run,
Aqua, I think, is
so
going for the strat. It's a very short end to the mission here. It's like a 5-second drive.
okay.
get
So
past it, then
certainly
it'll
no
be closer.
super luck on Baby Van for Aqua. When I was streaming this only a couple of days ago, I had the van stop in the very perfect spot. It was
You did.
What did they
You
It's remarkable
Great.
for me of all people to see that.
Yeah, Action's got a bad driving baby, but I thought it was, but it seems to be actually okay on the straight.
This is what we would call a 200 IQ Baby Van.
I'd say we'll see what Bulmers gets, but
Yeah, we're not seeing a great deal of much with Bulls
he
right
seems to
now.
have gotten 3 drops fairly early, but without getting the strap.
It's almost like
This is-
it's like a,
Makes no sense.
Not
what do you call it?
terrible.
Christmas and Advent calendar. You know, you open
think.
each slot up and you see what's next.
All the land.
That seemed like a fairly okay baby van for Aqua.
Bulmers was better, however, because they are
yeah.
back together. They're pretty much
Yeah,
tied.
Bulmers is
This looks
slightly
easy.
seconds ahead. RT8, oh, but Bulmers has gone for the box after the mission Aqua got before.
In the Bible magazines.
That being said, I think there's essentially nothing to separate them right now as
Oh,
we
no,
go
there is.
into a few.
Oh, Aqua failed to jump from the car. No, that's donut track. It's this little piggy.
Oh, of course. You couldn't remake this game in 2019. Stereotypes about police, just terrible.
So people still do those stereotypes. I don't know. I don't follow the latest stereotypes.
Police donuts, get it? Haha.
To be fair, police is just Wigan.
I
Are
smashed
you
my
saying
car.
that because it's Wigan, all police are like this? And we're getting off topic.
But yeah,
So,
still
this is-
basically equal at the moment.
Oh my
Aqua
god,
and Bulmers.
they were within a second, but Aqua had a nice parked car which allowed them to get a faster hit on that bend. Although we did miss the wasp which Bulmers got.
300 horse
But they're so close on coins. If
If we were watching a fully lucid stream with Bulmers, you could almost assume you were watching the same runner. It's extraordinary.
yeah,
right
Bulmers
now.
has taken an ever so slight lead partially because Aqua had to stop. Yeah, he took a second attempt at the wasp, and it's the second car reset that loses like a second. But this is they're so close to each other. It's
I still think they're basically identical, keeping in mind that
Yeah.
Aqua is about 2 seconds-ish ahead in terms of what we're seeing on screen.
yeah, Bulmers was 2 seconds ahead a moment ago. Now Aqua is about 2 seconds ahead. This is we've got ourselves a humdinger here, chat.
We need a play-by-play commentator for this. We can just do special comments, and we can just have someone like a horse race commentator calling every single moment.
They're just constantly repeating the name of whoever's ahead. But as we say about being ahead, there's the longest mission in the game in terms of pure mission coming up next, then two quite hard strat, or three quite hard strat in Armored Truck Curator and the Cup Kit.
Yeah, these missions are run defining in a lot of cases, even in the context of a very close contest like this.
I mean, especially in the context of a close contest. You can lose some time but make it up later compared to your own PB. But if you're racing at someone else, there's nothing to say that you'll have that extra time to make up for later on. You could outright lose a race on one of these tricks if the other person plays well.
Bulmers again just having a couple issues with the traffic. Just getting in their way a little bit.
Again, basically neck and neck here.
Get out of the way!
Maybe a second or two lead for Bulmers. This is just incredible. Are you glad you woke up this early for this race, Sizen?
I'm reasonably glad, and once I finish this, I'll have breakfast and start my life basically.
Once we finish this, I'll probably have to go to bed. It's too much for me.
Oh goodness, the irony.
It's.
No, this is amazing. They're just identical. I do not think
I've gotten a kick on the wasp, but Bulmers didn't. So Aqua is ahead by one wasp kick.
Oh, and Aqua has fallen off.
Oh, that's Aqua's ruined this incredibly close contest. But Bulmers has gone for the slow coins because he's a bit behind on them. So that's given Aqua a bit of leeway if he doesn't also go for them. That's the thing. By the end of this mission, Aqua could be in front.
As they come over again.
Oh yeah, you fail it once bitten, twice shy, and he makes it. And he's also going for the slow coins.
Yeah, that's very safe coin patches that both runners are taking here.
But considering their coin totals, I can understand why they've gone for it. They're on the lower end.
There isn't many. Depending on how Armored Truck goes, depending on how Curator goes, there just might not be many opportunities for these runners to pick up. They need 600 coins by the time that they reach level 6, basically.
Sandy's got a good point there. Aqua won't have too much time to finish the rest of this mission because it's one timer to collect all of these drops and get back to the DMB. And it takes, if you drive well, 36, 37 seconds maybe. You can probably just about scrape it. And he basically needs the rest of this to go very well. He might even have to skip this wasp up here. It's not the slowest of wasps. He's gonna go for it.
I think they should have time. They just need to drive well as they go around to the fire truck and the elevator here.
300 horses of
they wouldn't want to be leaving with any less than 35 seconds. They wouldn't want to be leaving this area with any less than 35 seconds.
You'd ideally want about 40 seconds would be safe, and I think Aqua will have enough time.
No, I think Aqua should be fine. 51 seconds.
Yeah, that's plenty of time. But he has fallen behind Bulmers for all of it. It's probably, I don't know, about 20 seconds falling off the platform, maybe 15. I'm not 100% sure. If I fall off it once, I usually fall off it twice.
And so again, Aqua is closer than we thought because they're coming back. As they come back towards the east side, they're still quite close.
Yeah, no, I think Bulmers made some mistake on the drive back when we weren't looking, and that's allowed Aqua to make a huge catch up here. There's very little in it now. Probably within 10 seconds.
So as we head to two of the run-defining, firstly Armored Truck and secondly Curator.
This is very close.
Yeah, heck indeed. This is a hecking run.
What? Yeah, about 10 seconds behind maybe. which is 10 seconds apart in a poo is fantastic. And it's interesting to note, are they aware of what pace the other runner's on? Do they know how close
that is
it
a good question. They may or may not be tuned into this commentary. So
Bulmers does out of bounds, but if he's only ahead by like 20 or 30 seconds going into them, he might choose to stay in bounds and play it safer.
Yes, you.
I feel like there's a reasonable amount of water to go under the chat. But yes, there's definitely an option.
Spencer's
Bulmers
paying attention.
has the strap. Is that? I think it's going to stick. I think that truck will stick.
It's hard to see. Yeah.
But
if anything,
Aqua has not gotten it.
Oh. No, he might have gotten the.
He may have gotten the super
strap.
duper accidental backup.
If it goes well, that can be a slightly faster trick. But you can't really trust yourself to get that.
It seems okay for Aqua. The damage isn't happening. Maybe no, the damage is happening.
Yeah, it's fairly decent.
It makes no sense.
The wasps though have betrayed him slightly. And is he going to manage it, or is he's going to risk leaving it? It's been stuck for so long. Why would it change?
I don't think it'll be a problem. No, definitely no problem.
No, looks good. So I think Bulmers gained a bit of time on Aqua. Oh, actually, no, they both haven't made it very far at all. Away from the thing, and they've taken different routes back because Bulmers didn't have to wait for the truck to destroy itself. He could save about a second and take a different route back than Aqua could. And these seconds add up when you're this close.
Aqua with 465 coins. Yes, they are a little under-coined. There's just not many opportunities to get coins.
Has already picked up the gazebo box.
Oh, and they didn't manage to set the police car off there either.
Oh, that's, yeah. Bulmer's got not a great escape, but he didn't have to, like, take Wiggum in a wild goose chase.
And Aqua misses the escape from Wiggum.
Oh, ouch.
Nice try, foolish driver.
So Bulmer's going to have a bit of a lead going into Curator, but I mean, we've got our 2 cutscenes here. This is probably the one trick that will lose you the most time. About 2.5 minutes if you miss it, and it's a 2-frame pause window, and it depends on if you match your buffer.
I think it's fair to say the run will live or die for both players here, depending on whether they get that cutscene skip.
So
come back from a failed
just picked up 30 coins there. Bulmer's coins are perfectly fine here. But Aqua will have some issues later on with them.
No main strat, no backup for Bulmers. They're going to have to do this the hard way.
Not a good Curator. What will Aqua do? Aqua is not going to try and line up for the fast strat. So, Bulmers is going to try and push it into the side so I can set out.
No issues with the backup for Aqua. So, back to the museum they go. Bulmers had to go almost all the way into the tunnel to get there.
Yeah, this is Aqua's retaken the lead, and he's helped his corner out ever so slightly by blowing up that car.
Cutscene skip. He's got it. He's got the one pause.
Aqua's
absolutely
taken
amazing.
a slight lead, but he will probably lose some time in the next couple of splits picking up extra coins. He'll probably have to get the Lighthouse Wasp and maybe even the Vend either at the arcade here or at Rusty Road.
Both streamers with the cutscene skip, and you would assume
Aqua has gone for car built for Homer strats. He's not going to get the Globex until 6-6, and he'll lose a bit of time for that. But this is insane.
Can I ask, Lambton, are you aware of that through their own stream?
I'm aware of it through the stream.
Okay, cool.
Have you fallen behind me?
I shouldn't.
I'm on like 9 seconds or so.
No, I'm on 3 seconds of delay.
Okay, you mustn't have seen it. You must have just missed it. But they've both got the cutscene skip. They're both here. They're literal seconds apart.
And by the time that Aqua does go for that coin patch, yeah, it's just going to be very close indeed.
Bulmer somehow didn't get bought. I thought he would have gotten that. He must have gone to the side of it.
Okay, so congratulations to Aqua for picking up Bort.
Well, Aqua is going to go for it, the Wasp here. So Bulmers, and he gets the Wasps, that's important for his coins. But Bulmers will take the slight lead here. But this is back and forth. Oh, This is what a race we're having. This could come down to our bounds. They could be on AA3 at the same time, heading back. If they keep pace with
It's
each
very
other.
hard to know. There's definitely a case that there is slightly, there's a little less RNG, but that being said, if we assume that Bulmers does go for out of bounds, then all of the RNG is going to be on them in Homer 2.
Yeah. So Aqua's deciding he's going for the vent here, so I don't know if he's gonna go for a...
That is so frustrating for Aqua.
Oh wow, Aqua's... He got so close, he's decided to not use the CVFH he spent time getting from the phone booth. He's decided to take the time loss from coins and not from using the card up for Homer. And GreenBulmers has gone for the strat of getting the box in Studio A.
It may well be the right decision, depending on how comfortable Aqua is using the Globex versus the card for Homer. They behave differently.
Yes, you'll actually you'll lose time on Duff Truck, but you'll make some of it back if you get a good FMJ, because it's just a heavier cut. But Aqua isn't going for the vent there. I wonder if he thought about it. He seemed to slow down. But yeah, Bulmers has already started the race, so he's definitely got the advantage here. But as I said, if he's only this far ahead, going into Homer 2, will he risk the out of bounds?
No problemo.
And he's actually
I suspect they will, to be completely honest. I think the benefit is just far too great.
Yeah, it's a very high risk reward situation so late in the running. If something goes wrong, I think he did imply he was going to go for it actually, didn't he, beforehand?
I believe
so. He was going to
yes.
go for it. He definitely mentioned 7-3.
Bulmers is definitely in better shape at the moment. They have pulled out a little bit of a lead just through.
And he's picked up ball.
I don't remember these being here before.
So both streamers with balls,
Whoa,
which means that the snitch that Aqua caught earlier on has been cancelled. 150 points taken away from Aqua.
Oh yeah.
It is the golden snitch of the speed run. But Aqua did get Mr. Plow. And I don't know if he got the Ganesh card, because I know Bulmers didn't go that route. He took the other shortcut both times, I think. And there's still Human Cookbook, of course. As Snub points out there.
Remind me where Human Cookbook is.
It's on top of the school bus in the playground in level 7. In the back of the school. So Ben, I think, at the end of the race yesterday, attempted to get out on foot to get it. And then he missed it. He couldn't quite get to it. And he finished it with the mission with 1 second left. And I watched bits of that race earlier.
Whee!
And Bulmer streams picked up a bit, as Jordan says, but
He's definitely better than. Oh, yes, he's taking a. I feel like he's taking a big risk here, Bulmers, but he knows what to do. He goes the more direct way to keep following.
Yeah. There was no way to have made it if he tried to go around. So again, there's not much in these two. The Aqua's only just behind. And Bulmers has chosen to follow Shrink around that square there. I think it's slightly faster because you're closer to him, but you do risk traffic ruining everything more so than if you just wait at the top.
Bulmers using those strategies to be flicking the camera back just to make sure that Frink isn't getting caught on the wall there.
Yes. Aqua did the alternate strat of staying in front of Frink while doing it, but you can't. You've got to be safe when going in front of Frink, because if something happens, he could just fall behind you, especially at this damn jump. Bulmers has had no issues really with this mission. And Aqua's gotten the bend at Noiseland Arcade, reset the car, and let Frank overtake him.
Alright, Duff Truck. This is another opportunity where either runner could make a big difference if they get the optimal strat. They'll be aiming to push the Duff Truck against the taffy shop. Failing that, they'll be aiming to push it against the wall in the squid court.
At your service.
Yeah, this is, again, 2 hard strats, followed by a fairly tricky mission if you go for the fast strats in a row. And in fact, even the race at the 6-7 can be hard at times.
Aqua just going for that vend. Obviously,
Aqua's,
their coins are a bit of an issue.
Yeah, Aqua's had some coin issues, but at this point, I think 130 for here is kind of okay.
Aqua has done well. They've always been a little bit undercoined, but they've never let it get beyond them.
Yeah, no, Aqua's recovered well from mistakes, and Bulmers hasn't got the strap. He's got a couple of hits there,
He's
but
missed
he didn't
the
pick up one of the drops.
Oh,
and now,
he's going to...
if Aqua gets this, he will just take the lead outright. Oh, but he gets caught. He spins off on the thing. But he could still make this up with the backup.
This is very hard
gets
for
the
Bulmers.
same initial thing that Bulmers does. Oh, wow.
They've missed it too.
Oh, wow.
A back up for Aqua. Amazing.
Oh, yes, this is
5 billion
ever
IQ.
so slightly doable, but the thing is, okay, the others dropped despawned, it wasn't an issue.
And
So
they're going to be busted. Bulmers is busted. Their coins are not good.
The coins have swapped, the time has swapped. Oh my days. What a race we've been treated to. And Aqua's apparently on great pace, according to people who are watching his splits.
Aqua has been fantastic.
Bulmers
Aside
has
from the
used his-
cutscene skip, they have done nothing seriously wrong all race.
I think something earlier didn't go great. Bulmers actually used this the bad stuff truck as a chance to get beach coins, and he went for boat jump but didn't get it. And this is another tough strat, FMJ. He's got to try and get it in the almost current to the Crossfield Studios.
Aqua, very close. It's hard to know if they would have gotten that strat were it not for the traffic. It's just hard to know.
I think he was too far off from the traffic. The traffic actually let him catch up a bit, but it's just too hard. Skin is so resistant. You need the speed of that run up. You just need to use his own momentum against him in this mission. It's so tricky. And
if Aqua gets a quick destroy, they might well be okay because there is no
but that's not
back.
good. They've passed most of the good backups, early backup spots.
No, this is true. And once they go around, once they go around to the circle here, it could be very hard.
There's a rock at the 5D observatory that's quite good for dealing damage.
It's too far up.
What will
it's
Bulmers
just they'll have lost too much time because
Bulmers
has the
gets it, and then Bulmers will retake the lead.
Oh, Aqua missing that too.
Ow.
They've missed the reverse. Yeah, that hurts.
Oh, this isn't the rock I'm talking about. It's literally hidden by that bush. The little tree thing on the right. That's a good hit. So, oh, he got out. Again, it's not going to be much for Tuna if Aqua gets this last hit quickly.
This is extraordinary. You have to say once again the momentum with Bulmers.
Back and forth. If, say, Bulmers does the fast route and then misses the jump, that is a good chance to run over. There's another cut and skip. There's so much still to come in this run. And
I feel like Bulmers has an edge though. I feel like Bulmers, Aqua's just they've driven well all game. They'll need to keep doing it.
Aqua is about maybe 20 seconds behind, and that's so changeable in the last few missions. Yeah, Bulmers does have out of bounds, but that could go either way for him.
No,
if he goes, although with the cemetery reset, he'll only lose time against himself. But if he goes for 7-3 and gets it wrong, or ruins the parking on 7-4. What?
So chat, that is what happens when you type on a that is what happens when you type on your keyboard using touch typing but don't actually look where your keys are. Trying to type harmless.
So yeah, Hyzen and Aqua have both gone for the fast set to kill, and Bulmer's got spun out on the log machine, but he should be okay if he makes the jump.
Apple, I can touch start without looking too. I just didn't have my fingers on the home row, so I didn't know where I was. So I
Bulmers makes it.
there.
I think Aqua has slightly less time to attempt this than Bulmers does, but if he gets it, he's fine. And it was a bit shaky, But this
It's a little
should be
close
fine.
for Aqua.
It's going to be slow, but he'll have the time to finish the mission. Unless he misses the
no
pickup.
problems at all.
This is good.
Are we going for a boat jump of any sort? Yes, we are going for boat jump.
Aqua's 150, he'll go for it.
Fast eaters.
He's missed it. Oh, that card just hung there forever. That was agonizing.
You mean there's more?
Oh, and he's reset in a nasty place as well. It's so nasty that he's not even going to go for the boat reset. Oh, he's got hit and run as well, but he should be fine. So, Bulmers has pulled ahead slightly in that mission,
Nice driving,
but
man.
he's not good for coins. He's going to pick up this
Give it
wasp
up for
here.
America's bad boy.
And apparently the police got Aqua one of the beach boxes, which is good for him. So yeah, there's probably about 20 or so seconds in it, tops.
Bulmer's still with the edge, I'd think, but you just never discount anything. We've seen
Bulmers has the edge, but his coins are a little tight, and if I have to pick up something extra in Homer 2, it may just be the gas station vent,
Sweet.
but he has already got the beach coins.
I feel like neighbours and gas stations should be enough.
Well,
Plus a bit of
yeah,
plus a bit of casual hitting here and there.
it'll be tight. And I didn't
Kick
see
of
what
loins.
Aqua's coins were,
Gimme.
but Aqua's going to pick up the spend behind it.
Whoa, wicked.
Get Boolaroo.
Oh,
I don't know
Aqua's
what that
actually,
You suck.
if it depends which beach box the police got for him. If the police got the one closer to the sea span, then he's fine, because the alien car can pick up the one on the other side. But if it's
so-
on the police got,
All for Bart.
Bulmer's going for the cutscene skip here. We're not going to know if they've gotten this.
yeah, until
certainly
we
at
see
the
either
moment.
Homer 2 or
Time
the
for some road rage. Bart
or the cutscene
Simpson
itself.
style.
I think they've gotten it.
Right, that was so
Yes,
cool.
they've
I
got
can't
it.
tell. Oh, nice. And Aqua got boat jump this time, so his coins are going to be fine. That should save him a few seconds in Homer 2 over Bulmers.
All right, now we're
You'll put-
watching for Aqua and the cutscene skip.
Yes.
They've done it again. It's the early pause, and it just sets them off on the wrong foot. They still get it.
Okay. Whew. You scared me then.
Let's do this thing.
So Aqua keeps in touch, but I have no idea where Bulmers is right now.
I found my lost nachos.
Aqua
Bulmers is
probably
very
doesn't-
slowly making their way towards
Aqua can probably skip neighbours.
They've chosen not to do it.
He's gone for neighbours, so he's playing it safe with the
Oh, I
coins.
forgot later.
That being said,
This
they
one's
won't need to
legit.
go back for gas station.
No, he can get the Krusty Burger vent, or actually maybe the gas station vent alone is faster than going around Krusty Burger. It's tight. If Bulmers goes for 7-3 and it goes wrong, as it is wont to do sometimes, then he could lose the race on that.
Hey, come back
If
here. Kids are
Bulmers
sleeping
also
on
misses
board.
7-6.
Oh, guess I'll have to use a
So this is
hog
far
for a
from
pillow
over.
now.
Oh.
Just take a moment to, yeah, by all accounts, Aqua running very close to their PB here.
Well, if you looked at his split,
I'm just gonna do that now, actually.
only just look at his splits out of Bart too, so you don't do any spoilers.
Where am I gonna put all
Before we know Aqua it like spins off massively and fails the mission. So Bulmers has bought Zombie Carp. I don't know how many coins he has. Aqua is massively overcoined. I assume he wasn't looking as soon as he went for both the box and the vent. Yeah, he's massively over. Bulmers, I've got no idea because he's running at really bad frame rate.
So yeah, the
I'd
safest of all
imagine
coin routes for Aqua there. You can't blame them in that situation, to be completely honest.
Hey, you.
I guess he was quite high on hit and run, so. There's a disagreement over whether it's a 41-second or a 41-minute penalty for being overcoined. I suggest a 41-hour penalty.
I don't.
I don't either.
Lasts forever.
Good.
But we have no idea where Bulmers is because his stream stopped on the long black probe screen.
Coming through.
Would someone
That's
like
the
to go
thing.
and check that Bulmers is alive?
Because we know Bulmers could fail the mission. Well, it's
I'm just going to
frozen.
go and have a look at Bulmers and see if they are indeed alive right now.
Moomer is, I want to say 100 or 125. Probably one.
Okay, so Bournemouth is definitely alive. It's just not feeding through to the channel.
Maybe it just... Is that on Jordan's end, or is it just freeze for a long time when the delays put you... No, that should be way off the delay. Jordan, fix, please. Okay, it's frozen for Jordan as well.
No, it's definitely frozen on Speed Simpsons, but it is not frozen for the streamer.
I assume... Oh, just maybe reload it if you can, I don't know.
Yeah, Jordan, my suggestion... Oh, Jordan, I'll PM you if you want to handle the commentary, Mr.
Technical... Okay, yes, it is time for Twitch ads. So in the meantime, we'll just talk about AquaDream. He's had a... It hasn't felt like a fantastic alien car, but it hasn't gone horribly wrong at least. Well, we work on a Bulmer stream, so he's gonna do Pocket Protector here, and I assume he'll do it inbound. That's the thing, Bulmers is doing all this, and we can't see it. Like, one of the biggest differences between the runs now, and we don't know what's happening.
Ow! My neck!
Yes, and Aqua will want to be careful and not hit things willy-nilly, because he could blow the waist, and that's a very safe reset there. But I guess if he was planning to reset anyway, he may as well do it early.
I am evil Homer.
Sadly.
Nice one, sadly.
Professor Frank rides again.
Oh, goodness me.
I don't think Aqua's on pace anymore. I think it's more than 10 minutes here on. Oh no, yeah, it could be on pace. And apparently something happened to Bulmers in 7-2. Maybe he failed it, like I suggested he might have.
So, GreenBulmers doing Lambton strats in 7-3. Would you like to explain Lambton strats to our audience?
What you do is you hit the wall, and you bounce off it hopefully, and hopefully the cage doesn't fuck you.
And what happens if you do?
If you do get fucked, you wiggle and hope. But he's blown the waist as well. Oh, it's all gone wrong for Bulmers. He's relying on some poor driving from Aqua and the out of bounds. And that's the thing, Bulmers blow up his waist, there's nothing to say Aqua won't do it. If Aqua blows the waist at the end of AA3, that's a full 2.5, 240 time loss right there, probably. But Aqua's got a big lead now from what I'm being told. So we'll just cheer on Aqua for the rest of this. But this would be our first upset of the tournament.
No, yeah, remarkable effort by Aqua. Outside of part 1 cutscene skip, there's just nothing major I can think that they've done wrong.
Fantastic race. He's been iffy on coins a lot. But then it turned out right for him. I don't even know what. He didn't really seem to pick up much extra.
Yeah, so just for the information of our audience, we are having some issues streaming Bulmers. Their stream is very low FPS, and getting it restreamed on this channel has proven a bit difficult throughout the run.
So Bulmers just finished 7-3, and that's probably a real-time thing. Aqua's about to climb the wreckage, and we have about a 40-second delay, I think, on the races. And Jordan says he's fixed it.
We're back.
There we go, we're back. So, it doesn't really matter too much, we can see the timers, but Aqua's towards the end of this mission, and
hey Jordan, is the video buffering?
Nice. But oh my god, so Aqua doesn't do the alt tab there, which saves a short amount of time.
Beautiful platforming from AquaDream there
Clearly
as
not
well.
100% on which platform's which, not wanting to risk falling through this late on.
No, it's
I mean
the time lost from
lead by
being
this
very
point.
safe there. It's just not much.
Yeah, no, I mean, Bulmers could bring this. I mean, Aqua could blow the waist. There's 3 more missions. We have to take the waist. Yeah, no, Bulmers PB does the out of bounds.
But yeah, the issue here, of course, for Bulmers is that they've missed. We don't know how their previous out of bounds went, but
yeah,
it's just,
well,
I can't see it making a difference now.
It's on his. You can see he's already red on this mission. He's comparing it to 1:39 time, I think. He's lost his actual PB splits. But yeah, it's rather than comparing the out of bounds to Bulmer's own PB, we've got to compare it to Aqua doing inbounds here. And I think
absolutely.
Aqua's shy of a sub 140, I think. Yeah, quite definitely. Yeah, I'd say it's probably 142, and his PBs are 142, so that's pretty well.
I know Aqua is doing well, absolutely.
But Aqua winning this race would put him in a strong position to reach the winner's bracket of the tournament, looking 4 games further down the line for him.
High 141 isn't impossible for Aqua, I want to say.
So Aqua would probably, I assume he has 230 to 240 autopsy times if he goes fast.
No, yeah, it does.
So it would be if he goes fast, for him it would be a very high 41. But his PB is a what do I have it down as? A 142.20, so he could get a slight PB if he goes fast. Considering he's red on his splits, but I don't think it's by much.
Next time I'll hurt your feelings too.
Yeah, Bulmers is a good probably minute and a half. Actually more because his time is ahead.
Way to ignore the speed limit!
Hey, that's totally not supposed to happen.
Okay, he's plus 15 apparently. Yeah, Bulmers is quite far behind actually. Probably at least a minute and a half. But
so I would assume that Bulmers
drop 2 minutes.
I would assume that Bulmers, if they're doing out of bounds at all, would be the older style out of bounds outside the school.
This town is going to pay for this.
Would they be? What kind of out of bounds would they be attempting? In these
they'll be doing the resets.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bulmer's running at 100 FPS. Doesn't have the bridge clip available to him that you saw Vapor did, and I think Duck Bob as well. Both did that. So this will be the first use of the reset out of bounds in the tournament. Assuming he goes for them.
They just have to. It's like what else is available to them?
I think at least a minute actually. That's a very nice turn by Aqua there, yeah. So yeah, Aqua's probably on an inbounds run is probably a little over about a minute 10, minute 20 ahead, depending how fast you do it.
Nice safe reset from Aqua there.
The frames on Bulmer's restream could make this reset out of bound very tense when it buffered.
Another one.
Aqua needs to avoid the popo.
Yeah, well, he's fine.
Oh, he's blown it up! Oh my goodness! Aqua!
He's got time to turn around and finish the mission, re-pick it back up, but oh my days, this is all of a sudden then.
And he's got the out of bounds. Bulmers with the out of bounds. It looks good to me.
Got it. Oh, he's failed it apparently. But you think Bulmer's restream is almost 20 seconds behind. So Bulmer's lost time missing the out of bounds, but wow, Aqua's just decided to blow the race into open water again.
But yeah, Bulmer's missing that too. That we just don't know where this is, but it's close. It's
Aqua's.
Yeah, we don't know who's going to win this race.
Probably 30 seconds ahead, judging by the timers and the differences in where they are. Maybe 40. Let's say 10 seconds. No, yeah, the timers are about 20 seconds off almost.
Yeah, mindless destruction.
But oh my days, this is. You'd expect Bulmers to have a slightly faster inbounds autopsies than Aqua, just as a higher.
Okay, so yes, I believe that there is a desynchronization between the timer for Bulmers and the actual time of the run.
This town is good.
Yeah.
No, I think it's just because we reloaded Bulmer's streams, we lost a lot of the delay we had. Oh, and Bulmers has hit a drop. Oh, Bulmers!
Has he blown it up?
He's blown it on the bridge.
He has. Oh my god.
Oh wow! It's right back in Aqua's hands.
Hey, that's totally.
That's a big lead if he doesn't choke it late on here. Oh my.
Aqua just needs to be safe. That's all they've got to do.
That's 3 waste blows in this race alone.
Where'd you get that?
Breathtaking.
And we didn't even see one of them.
You could not write a script for this. You couldn't.
Aqua, oh my gosh, almost reset the mission. I don't think that was necessary. And he blew up on the witch's broom, we think. That's what the channel's saying.
Homer hates losing. Homer smash.
Oh, he blew up the car. Oh, I see.
Excellent.
Wow. He's a full mission behind almost. Yeah, he's over 2.5 minutes behind, I think.
Yeah, Aqua has, they've got this in the bag, they just need to not play off the waste.
And if he's following the race, he knows he can just play it safe. He's gone for it again. He could make up like half of the time loss with this. Oh, and he doesn't get it.
Look where you're going, yeah.
But what a race these two have treated us to. Just when it looked like Bulmers was out of it, he got dragged straight back into it. And then within what, maybe a minute, threw himself out of it again. But that's the thing. Even disregarding strat, anyone can blow the waste.
Oh, absolutely. We've seen the very top runners of this game do it.
You can be 10 seconds from finishing your run and suddenly just lose 2.5 minutes. It's such an insane ending. And this is why I love Homer too, even when it was inbounds. The Aqua's playing it safe. He's gotten out of the car and back in to reset his hit and run into there.
No, there's absolutely no need to...
It's a couple of seconds time loss, so it's... I think in any tournament setting you should try that. Really.
I can sense the judgment of our high-level runners in the chat from here, but I'd like to know how they'd go in this situation.
Somehow I thought the PB was dead after he blew the waste. Yeah, Aqua's no longer got a chance for PB. He's already passed it.
That being said, we don't want the commentators' curse here, so we know what we are not going to say.
Yes. Yes.
Look at that timer.
I mean, if anyone was watching Liquid's ASM run, oh yeah, Aqua must play it careful around this alien car, and he does. And he goes through very smoothly, because he can still hit a lot of things on the way.
He hits the pole,
and
that's for certain.
And because he's past the alien car now, if he does blow the waste, he'll have to restart the mission. And,
Aqua is rounding the final jump
in the lead.
Over the buzz collar, very, very safe into the spaceship. Aqua has won a 1 hour, 43 minutes, and how many seconds? 49 seconds. Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
What a race. That was so close. All the way through almost. Boom was pulled away for a bit, but Aqua clawed that back. And wow.
If only we could hear the Mario Kart sound effects, Lampton, because we cannot.
Does Mario Kart music after we watch this now? Or of course...
Aqua, did you want to come into voice chat on Shah Discord and speak to us?
If you want to be interviewed, join us.
Yes.
Dad, I'm really proud of you for rescuing us all.
Wow, I just cannot believe what we just saw. Like, I'm so glad that I got up to see that. That was genuinely amazing.
Hello.
Bulmers, of course, not finished, but yeah, congratulations to our winner, AquaDream.
Was that real or a hot dog dream?
Hot dog dream.
Wow.
Sound excited, mate.
feel?
Come on.
How much were you following Bulmers' run during that? Aqua.
I do not think Aqua can hear us.
Oh, Aqua's...
Aqua is muted still, so they possibly might have a reason for that.
He's going to leave it till Bulmers is out. He's waiting for Bulmers.
No, that is completely the fair thing to do. Of course it is.
Right. I mean, we should have them both. They were so tight. Oh.
Yeah, that was tight, Lambton. Tight.
So, okay, I need to stop doing this during Axel's races.
You really do.
Bulmers has done very well. He's sticking this out. He's had some tough spots in it, but he's coming up to the end of the run here.
Yeah, full credit to Bulmers who... Oh, they've blown up the waist. That's really unfortunate.
Oh, no!
And what I was just going to say is, yeah, Bulmers, they put it all on the line with this run. They 110% effort, particularly to go with the out of bounds. You cannot fault them for that. So it's unfortunate to see, I mean, at least 2 blowing ups of the waist in the one run.
Yeah,
it's not something you like to
3
see.
for Bulmers, I think.
It may well be 3, yeah.
Protector while the stream was down. Ow.
Like, Bulmers has gone down fighting, and that is what we just love to see.
Right at the...
In terms of... what do we think in terms of keeping their stream going?
See what the people say.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm pretty sure they were left on for the other. Oh, I don't know if Vapor did. But we'll cheer on Bulmers for these last minute and a bit, hopefully.
I think we might keep the scene like this, Jordan, if you don't mind, and then we'll change it once we finish the run. We'll head to interviews, and we'll change the scene.
I don't know if we have a prepped scene. We should make a post race Kappa. Do more work for us. Wow. Yeah, but it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to have.
No, it's definitely something that we can look into.
This was a bloody brilliant race.
Yeah, one of the probably the best race that I have ever seen. Just in terms of, like, I've seen some pretty amazing show races, particularly last year, but like, this was just close all the way through. You couldn't ask for more than this.
But this tournament's had a flying start.
Yeah, so just capping the winners of our first 3 races. Our first race between Vapo and Sparrow, we had Vapo. Our second race between Ben Pie and Duck Bob, we had Duck Bob winning. And our third winner, AquaDreams, over GreenBulmers. So very good start to the tournament for all 3 of them. Congratulations, GreenBulmers. Finished the run with a 1 hour, 48 minute, 48 second.
Still faster than any time I'll get in the group stages.
Yeah, but you're on console, so what can we say? What can we say? So, yeah, it's completely up to our runners if they would like to join us in voice chat for interviews. No, you did well, Bulmers.
Yeah.
As we were saying beforehand, you put it all on the line, and that's what you got to do in a race like this.
Yeah.
Aqua, just the consistency, amazing.
Oh. I think it was, 2 major mistakes for you?
So part 1 cutscene skip. What was the other that you would have identified?
I just said the waist drop.
Oh, of course, but I don't know. I just feel like that Homer 2 was so high pressure. It'll just it's just like it just melded into one.
Yeah, no.
I feel like in that Homer 2, everything got intense, like very, very quickly. Not saying the entire run wasn't intense, because my God, that was
So yeah, congratulations, Aqua, on an amazing run. If I could ask you, my first question is, after but 1 cutscene skip, it just like you were quite a bit behind there. I'm not sure if you're aware, but you just played so well after that. What were you thinking when after you failed that cutscene skip?
I don't know. I was very, very scared after that. I was like, I've got a visual cue. I've got this. I know the audio cue. I've got this, and then I failed it, and then I'm like, man, I think my run's okay from here on, but dude, that was It was rough. Like, man.
His
But
bonus as
first,
well has joined
What's
us.
up?
So, how were
Boomers,
you two like
congratulations,
following
man.
the
Don't
situation
say
of the race?
congratulations to that. That was a mix of me choking, the game being a cunt, traffic being a cunt, and my internet being a cunt.
Yeah,
My
so I
heart
could
was
see that
absolutely not
traffic
in it
was
for that
something
level
that
7.
traffic was
What?
something that wasn't the friendliest to you there, Bulmers. How did you feel about that during the run?
What wasn't friendly? Sorry.
Traffic, I noticed, was
Traffic.
particularly a
Oh
bit of an issue throughout the
like
run.
traffic. It initially went to shit in 2-2 when traffic fucked Wiggum Escape, and then traffic also fucked Bonfire. What else? It basically fucked all of level 7, even though I didn't really give a fuck
And
about level
incriminating.
7 after all the shit that happened to me and my gameplay. I just proper played like shit, and the internet like didn't help me either. When my internet just like I saw all those frames dropping, I was like, "Fuck this! I'm gonna DNF." But like,
No, you put in an amazing effort to finish that run. It was fantastic to see.
yeah, I think I'm going to schedule all my runs for very late at night because I think my brother might have been streaming Game of Thrones or something.
See.
I'm gonna fucking kill him.
How do you stream Game of Thrones?
How do you stream Game of Thrones?
The download stream.
Not legally, technically.
Oh,
So we'll talk about that.
Oh, okay. Well, here at Speed Simpsons, we do not endorse.
It's not something we endorse.
Well, yeah. So I might just reschedule my race with Gib for 2 or 3 hours if he's okay with that. And congratulations, Aqua. Fair play
Thank
to
you.
you. Good run.
You put in a great race. That was incredibly
I was looking at crap circles. Oh my god! Did you see that drop in incriminating caffeine when I failed it the second time? It does not drop.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That does not drop there ever. I was fucking fuming. Like I'd already failed it once, and then to put that drop there, I couldn't believe it. Just not my day.
Just wondering, were you two aware of how close you were?
Oh yeah, no. Oh, I'm not looking forward to Give tomorrow. This is. But anyway, yeah. Hopefully tomorrow will be better. I'll definitely beat a 1:48 anyway. That is a good 13 minutes nearly worse than my PB. So I'm sure I can do better than that.
Oh man, I'm still stunned though. That was.
Oh, well done
Yikes.
though. You deserve it, Aqua. Seriously.
Thanks, man.
I have to look back on the run, but man,
yeah,
like we were pretty even at crap circle.
Yeah, have a look over this one, guys. You probably
looking forward to
you wouldn't be
watching it.
aware, but during I think it was what's the mission called? During Never Trust a Snake, you guys were almost synchronized. It was
no way. And I fucked up the reset and Never Trust the Snake. I couldn't believe it. It literally just went to shit the whole run.
And then you caught back up because of that. But wow, that was the end of a poo and also Bart 2 during that. We were just constantly overtaking each other.
Truck 2. No, traffic literally wanted to kill me that run. Duff Truck,
yeah.
I was ready to just kill it. And that bust in as well. The bust in Duff Truck fucked my coins. Oh, man, this is terrible. I actually can't believe I didn't DNF, to be honest. Fuck me.
But fair play to you for finishing. A lot of people would
thanks,
not do that. So absolute respect to that, man.
All right. Hopefully we'll do better tomorrow. 21-minute Homer 1. Oh my god, just looking at my splits.
Oh, I also got a sub 12 Homer 1. Which
yeah,
is
we saw
you did, yeah. 11:59.
That was Homer 1 I've ever got.
You were about 2 seconds
that's
apart.
shit for me. I usually get like 11:30, 11:40.
Yeah, but for me, the first, I was
Wait,
yours was a 10 out of 10 Bone Storm, wasn't it, Aqua?
Oh, the Bone Storm was incredible.
My Bone Storm was terrible. That's kind of what cost me an 11:50. And my what's it called? Smithers was bad. My setup for that. The rest was okay, I guess. Oh, I wrong worked. I think I worked to SMRT if I remember by mistake instead of petty theft.
And I guess all I can remember from my runs, I think I had some of the most weird clutch strats I've ever seen in my life.
It's like every strat was trying to.
Duff Truck was
not work for
astonishing.
me.
Like the backup of a backup on Duff Truck. Like, mate.
It was. I am so surprised of how that entire race went. So I'm happy.
Well
Obviously,
done,
it wasn't the best
Aqua.
run,
Fair
but
play.
I'm happy with how it went.
I
Thank
tried
you.
Snake. I blew up the waist like in Snake twice, and I blew up the waist twice. And oh my! I'd rather like forget about this, but I'm gonna look over it. I'd say most of the commentary was about my frames, to be honest.
There was a little.
Honestly, commentary to see if you guys have been absolutely sandbagging my run. Be like, oh, you suck. And I'm like, hey, guys, I'm trying.
I think we were praising you.
Nah,
We were praising you. I had, as I
only
said, I had
joking,
nothing
it's
but good
okay.
things.
Oh,
Nothing
I
but
think we
good
were
things
just
to say after part one.
in 4-3.
Oh yeah, that was nasty.
Like this run was terrible. Oh.
I think we were just mostly talking about how close you two were. It was.
Yeah,
It was.
I was a bit nervous at the start, like in general, but like I caught onto it, and then just everything just stopped working properly, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Anyway,
it was. Yeah, this little piggy. In fact, it wasn't even that. I think it was incriminating caffeine all the way up to FMJ. It was just back and forth.
Yeah, like if someone choked, the other person choked. It went like that throughout the entire thing.
Really?
From what I guess.
It literally was, yeah.
So wait, where were we at the end of Homer or of Bart 2? Just for
So you were about 20
You were
seconds
20
ahead?
seconds ahead, I want to say.
No way. And then my internet went to shit, and I honestly thought Aqua was almost finished at that stage. Christ.
But yeah, I mean,
we all do need to lie down, don't we? That was
Oh my god!
You've already just woken up, Tyson.
I don't even smoke.
I just hope this never happens again. What the fuck was that?
I mean, I'd like to say that at some point I stopped being nervous, but I thought I was gonna throw up. I thought I was gonna do all bodily functions and just Jesus, it was it's intense.
I think my worst hour was just trying to continue that run in that Homer 2. It was just no, but I said I wouldn't DNF and whatever.
Okay, so actually, I think if you're happy to, we might wrap that up there. Are we happy with that, guys?
Is like 20 seconds ahead of my first submitted PB, so there we go.
Nice. So yeah, thank you for both running. Congrats on giving us such a fantastic race for everyone to watch. We'll be back tomorrow on Speed Simpsons. First, we have
racing again tomorrow.
I'm pretty sure we have another race coming now, don't we?
No, that's it for tonight. But we have a triple header tomorrow. We have a triple header tomorrow. At 6 o'clock, we have Vapo versus Daltonathan with Alexis and Mango on commentary. That's at 6 p.m. At 9 p.m., we have Gibstack versus Aqua here, and that will be commentated by LP3 and Sparrow. And then after that, we'll have it says 11 p.m., but they might reschedule that according to Bulmers. Gibstack back versus GreenBulmers again, and Aqua will be joining Sparrow on commentary for that. Or if the time for the race changes, that might change. I don't know. But yeah, that should be fantastic. You see what one race is like. Imagine having 3 on one night.
I don't know if they're anywhere close to as good as that, then we're all going to need to take up smoking.
We're all going to have to hibernate for like a year or something. Till next year, next tournament.
So, oh gosh, yeah, we can't do too many of these. It's too much for me.
So yeah, thank you very much, our runners, our audience, our chat. You've all been great. I shall see you at some time in the near future commentating again, I am sure. Likewise with Lambton, thank you for your commentary today.
I'm definitely back. Oh, thank you for waking up at 4 a.m. for this. And also, thank you, John, for hosting the stream.
All right, we shall see you guys in the near future. Thank you all.
Lads.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Goodbye, everyone.